Trump's agenda serves as a second Declaration of Independence, right? Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. All right, the Detroit News. This is from January 21st, 2025. Updated on the 22nd. On Monday, President Donald Trump and Republican majorities in both houses began working to pass an agenda through Congress that will be sweeping in both its scope and impact. It will affect everything from immigration policy, deficit reduction, energy policy, artificial intelligence, tax relief, foreign policy, defense policy, space policy, industrialization, reinvigoration of our manifest destiny, manufacturing, the extension of the debt ceiling, and much more. Trump's plan is nothing less than a second Declaration of Independence for the American worker, employer, and parent who have had enough of seeing their interests come a distant second to the demands of invasive homegrown bureaucracy and foreign trade partners. It's exactly what President Milei is saying. That's why I'm tying these. I have a whole series. I love doing this. And when you sit and you fish through, search through, run your hands through the sand and pick out the shells, you can see how trends, and it's not just trend of a story, of overarching philosophical trends and postures. How do we hold ourselves? What do we stand upon? Milei is talking about life, liberty, property, and here, second Declaration of Independence. And look what he emphasized. The American worker, employer, and parent who have had enough of seeing their interests come a distant second to the demands of the invasive, homegrown bureaucracies. Leviathan, the beast that we created and we have fed. And when I say we, I mean us as a whole. We have to take responsibility as a whole, not maybe individually, but as a whole. The American people over time have created this beast, and we call it bureaucracy, but it's a Leviathan. How will this revolutionary agenda be passed? Trump has been vocal in his preference for one big, beautiful bill, which U.S. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson and many other House Democrats quickly supported and have said could be passed by April or May. U.S. Senate Majority Leader John Thune and others in the Senate leadership are making a case for a two-step approach that would allow Congress to quickly pass a bill focused on defense, energy policy, and border security, and then follow that up with another bill focused on tax policy and other initiatives later on this summer. That will be interesting to see. Now, you want my suspicion? My suspicion is that Democrat Republicans are weak. And John Thune, I really hope he does his job. I'm suspicious. I am cautiously optimistic. But I agree about one big bill. It may not be the way things are done, but Trump is not behaving the way things are done. That's precisely the point. Congress is so used to let's break it apart. It'll be easy to pass one. You know what happens? The second one never arrives. The first one causes so much damage. The second one never arrives. My instinct is what Trump's saying. Go. It's not the way it's done, but put it all together. You have the momentum. You have the House. You have the Senate. Mike Johnson needs to prove himself. John Thune needs to prove. John Thune, see what he can do is he can break it into two parts. John Thune proves himself loyal, but then on the second one, I don't need to do it now. No. You have the power. You have the mandate. You have the House. You have the Senate. You have relatively a new speaker. I mean, he's been speaker for a few years, but a new speaker, a speaker who is now in a position where he can't say, well, I don't have the Senate, I don't have the presidency. No, you have all three. Okay, and we like Mike Johnson, cautiously optimistic. Makes me a little nervous sometimes because he wants to remind us how his majority is so small, and I don't want to hear about that. I've said it over and over again. I'm going to say it again. If you're chosen to be the starting quarterback, and that's what the Speaker of the House is, get out there on the field and do your job. I don't want to hear about how small the majority is. There's nothing to talk about. You huddle up your team, you call a play, and you execute the play, and you score points. I don't want to hear about the defense, the coaches, the fans, nothing. You are the starting quarterback, Mike Johnson. Go out there and get him. I believe in this guy. I think he can do it. Mr. Johnson, if you're listening, listen to me. Forget about the majority being small. You are the quarterback for the best team in the league. Execute the plays and show leadership. John doing the same thing. So that's my 2 cents about this idea about go with one big bill, keep everybody honest, and don't let up. It's so easy right now to get so encouraged that we get sloppy. The Democrats will be back. They'll be back. Regardless of how exactly this agenda becomes the law of our land, the strategy behind it for the executive and the Republican majorities in the legislative branches of our national government is easy to understand. Independence. The American people and every freedom-loving nation that we call a friend should pursue and support policies that maximize their independence and sovereignty while balancing mutually beneficial dependencies to our common benefit. There it is.